like they are taking whites, right? So in today's videos, we're going to react based on that. We're going to show this is just a speech, right? Different speeches on the land issue, that the land that is being stolen from our people during apartheid. So today I'm here to make my people, my white people.
Just before the break, we heard the FF Plus leader questioning.
I'm talking, please. I'm talking.
This bold denial of historical facts about land dispossession
is one of the most emotive issues.
Good. So like in today's videos, I'm just going to just react, right? I'm going just to react and to let all our white brothers and sisters to say like, South Africa is yours. You own 70%. And then we are fighting for equality. We are fighting for equality. We want all to be equal. But when we talk about land, people just start to shake. I'm coming out to see this. When we start to talk about the land of our forefathers, it's like we are taking them. They feel like this, like, oh, they attack us and what? They don't attack you. They don't attack you, right? They don't attack you. I think like that thing we must put into a heart. So like these people, they don't attack you. They just want the land of their forefathers, so we can be all equal. Because of in today's black people are still struggling. I remember Ramaphosa when they're celebrating birthday of ANC. He said like even today, black people are still struggling. He was right. They are struggling, and it's a question of like how can these people struggle
in our history and present in our history and present, and must be handled with utmost care and not in the careless and callous manner that
so like in our history we were like black people, they were forcefully removed from their own land, right? They were forcefully removed, whether you like it or not. Your mother was trying to fight, your father was trying to fight. It's like you are leaving, we take the land by force. Because we need to remember, when I take you back to the history to say like apartheid existed for 82 years. ANC existed for 114, right? 82 years. That's where that's where they're fighting apartheid for 82 years. Our AFF, our ANC brothers, fathers, and sisters, they came together with no tribe, because of in South Africa we have Zulu, Xhosa, Tswana, Pedi, can mention Sotho. So they came all together to say like, no, we need to fight this. They came all together. They formed ANC that existed from 114, even today still exists. And they say like, we are fighting the land of our forefathers. While people, they are struggling. Even today, we never receive our land, right? So we need to understand the history and where you come from as individual.
Honorable Multa handled it yesterday. As a responsible government, we resolved to address the land reform problem through restitution.
There's a policies they're going to follow. There's a policies they're going to follow. They want it to be done, it not like during apartheid, where Europeans come in this side and kick our people outside. They don't want to done it that way. We're like our people have been beaten. Your forefather, if apartheid did not exist, we'll now have our own land. We live in a big house, not in RDPs. Owning our minerals, living the best life, and helping other African countries. but it does it does exist apartheid. That's why today you're struggling. And then they're going to come say like black people are lazy, black people are lazy.
Redistribution and tenure reform within the confines of the Constitution, informed by the national policy of reconciliation and nation building. We felt it was not going to help the country for us to be emotional about the land question.
Like when we take the privilege they enjoy with our forefathers' land, because of they benefited, right? So it's a thing of like they benefited from that, right? So like it's hard to leave the land away to black people, right? And I remember Julius Malema was talking about this when black people who don't believe themselves, black people who don't believe they are capable to fix South Africa, he said to them, because there was this topic, when you are growing up, this topic when whites leave South Africa, we are going to suffer, when whites leave South Africa, we are going to suffer, and whatever, these kind of things. He said, like, they can leave. It's not like black people are not suffering. This is my point. It's not like black people are not suffering. They are still suffering today. So what is the difference will make? What is the difference it will make? Because of they're still suffering today. You understand?
We therefore urge Honorable Mulder to tread very carefully on this matter. It is extremely sensitive, and to the majority of people in this country, it is a matter of life and death.
So based on this, it's a matter of life or death. It's a thing of like is trying to say it's a matter of like people that are going to be upset. You know, even like in 2026, 2025. I don't know if 2025 or 2024, where like Ramaphosa signed the land, the land without paying any cent. That word I need to practice on the land without the land whatever. The land, people to get their land without paying any cent. So the thing of like now, people they are hungry for the land. People they have plans, especially those who went to school, those who educated, those who notice like becoming a work is not my thing. I want to run a business. I want to save a veil to my people. Right? I want to save veil to my people. They was like, man, give us what belongs to us. Give us what belongs to us. You understand?
And that is why we've been very careful on this matter. And I don't think we should provoke emotions in this country. We shouldn't. It's wrong. It's not good leadership, no matter what your constituency may think. It's not good leadership.
The Freedom Front Plus parliamentary leader, Dr. Peter Groenewald, came to the defense of his national leader with his own question about leadership.
Mr. President, will you think?
You see, like I saw like lots of videos where like black people they believe, they believe with all they have in their heart, to say like this guy is a future, right? They believe like it's all is a future. We saw them rising and say like apartheid was better than democracy. Dog, they don't understand. This guy is fighting for his own people. You know, like what happened when what happened when like what happened about during misinformation of white genocide. They didn't call any African country. They went straight to Europe.
That it is responsible leadership if some leaders in the ANC constantly telling white people that they've stolen the land and thereby are thieves.
They just stole the land. You see, like these people want to put in power who do not acknowledge the history of our forefathers, the history of apartheid. Your fathers stole the land. How did they come from Europe and own the big land in South Africa? How? It's a question of like how, right? And as youth, we need to come back and say like
Is that responsible leadership?
Honorable Speaker, I'm sure the honorable member does not want me to get to the land question. How the
please educate him about the land question.
land happen to be in the hands of the minority in this country. I don't think he wants me to deal with it.
Deal with that because of it's clear like they want. It's not only him. They have that mindset of like they want to act like apartheid never existed. You know, like people they act like no, don't tell us about apartheid never existed. It does exist. It does, and it put us to a situation we are in today as we speak. The situation we are in today, apartheid put us in that situation. Whether you like it or not. The situation we are in today, the situation we're experiencing today is because of is because of what they've done to us. You see us living in a small house. It's because of them. It's because of their forefathers. We are living the life we are living today because of their forefathers.
Order.
I have said we are dealing with this matter responsibly. That does not change the facts of history.
Fact.
But it says we are a responsible leadership today. And that's what we do.
The president responded in detail to concerns raised about crime. He said the Statistics SA Victims of Crime Survey 2011 confirmed that the general perception by South Africans was that crime had indeed been brought under control. The survey revealed that more than 40% of households surveyed believed that the level of both violent and non-violent crime had decreased in their area.
No, they talk about the crime. They talk about the crime now. They talk about the crime, doing the crime and this kind of stuff. But in this video, we are talking about what happened to our forefathers with their land, what happened, and how can we fix that. This is what we're talking about today. You understand? So we're going to focus on Malema. So basically, the profile picture shows it shows sister that will never end. The topic that will always come in. The topic that will always come in about everyone wants the land. Who don't tell me someone who don't want the land? Everyone wants the land. So this is Julius Malema. It's going to talk about the same issue of the land. Right? Then we're going to have Ramaphosa addressing people about the same issue, the land. Because land is everything. Land is only hope we have. Land is only that can change our lives. Like how apartheid did, and how how apartheid made their kids to enjoy what they have today because of the land. So when it comes to us, a problem. When it comes to us,
Honorable Speaker, EFF leadership, members of the House, fellow South Africans. Almost 400 years ago, a criminal by the name of Jan van Riebeeck landed
400 years ago. 400 years ago. Van Riebeeck, whatever.
in our native land and declared an already occupied land by the native population as a no man's land. Van Riebeeck, the first descendant of the Dutch to arrive in the Cape, will later lead a full-blown colonial genocide, anti-black land dispossession criminal project, arguing that simply because our people could not produce title deeds, this land that they have been living in for more than 1,000
Just imagine they came and didn't respect our forefathers. That's the first thing. That's why they were beating them. That's why they were forcibly removed from their own land. They came here and then they believe these people don't know how to use the land. Let's take this land from them. They came in just like these people, because our forefathers were so respectful, we welcome the visitors. People from coming outside. This is how African culture do. Then they saw like this one, let's take advantage. They know nothing about the land issue. It's like these people, they know nothing about the land issue. Then they beat them. They say like they don't know how to use the land. But where was the communication to say like, hey, we see you guys look different from us, and from Europe. Can you stay with you guys? Respectfully so. But when they see them, they see, I don't know. But it is very important because when you listen to this politics, when you listen to this Malema talking about this, you learn a lot. You learn a lot. I don't want to lie, you learn a lot. It opens your mind. It tells us where you come from. It tells us why we are struggling today. This is a good indication to say like the reason you're struggling today is because of this.
years was not their own. Essentially, he was disregarding their humanity, treating them as part of the animal world. To him, and many who would have come long after him, the Africans were less than human, not deserving of land ownership. On this basis, the project disempowering Africans of the ability to call this place their land was initiated in blood and in pain. Millions ended up in the humiliated, conquered township condition of being cheap and easily disposable labor.
Africa custody. You know, like I was talking about this issue to say like they must have a subject. I don't know, but when we talk about what happens to us and others feel guilty about that, it's not our problem, right? When we talk about what happened and others they feel like I think it's not like that. It's not our problem. It's not our problem. But the problem is like we lost everything.
Cecil Rhodes, Paul Kruger, John Smart, General Herzog, Verwoerd, Botha, even de Klerk, all labored on the Van Riebeeck assumption that Africans are less than human. They all, one after another, assaulted the humanity of African, keeping them dispossessed of land as cheap and easily disposable labor. Since those painful days when the Khoi of the Cape were defeated and conquered at the establishment of the Cape.
Let me tell you something about what the Khoi. So what happened is these their forefathers, or let me say like during apartheid, they were using koi, because koi, they were good when it comes to hunting, when they were to hunting. So like they were taking slaves because of long time ago, they were selling slaves. Black people, they were in sales to the slaves, right, to other European countries. So when they've been sales like that, when you are a slave and you run away, you enter to the bush, they will use a quiescent. So like quiescent, they are the one who call them quiescent. There's no such thing called a quiescent. They want themselves, they say like, this one we call them quiescent, right? So they will use these people to say like, go around there and check this kind of people. They escape. And they were having a good relationship. I don't know what happened, but they were having a good relationship. I don't know what happened about that. So like this is a history that every child must know. You don't want to talk a lot. This is a history that every child must know in South Africa.
Cape Colony to the area of the 1,800 with expansion of colonial control into the hinterlands. The days of the Battle of Nome River in 1838 against the Zulu people, the Battle of
You see, like in 16 December, we saw white African air while the president of this country, Ramaphosa, doing a conciliation memory. What happened in the Zulu? I don't know, the Zulu, what, I don't know, there was a fight, they lost their lives fighting these people. Then, when times goes, we see, so there's a video I put by mistake. When times goes, we see, there must be 3, 1, 2.
Marco River in 1837 against Mzilikazi in north of Transvaal. The attacks of Tababusiu of King Mushweshwe in 1865. The village raids of Bavenda that led to the heroic resistance by King Makado in 1867. The capture and imprisonment of the Khoi chiefs in Robben Island fighting for land in 1870 up to the Land Act of 1913.
Man, just imagine, the issue is all about the land. The issue is all about the land. And then when they notice that, when they notice that they lost the fight, let me do like this. The issue is all about the land. For years, we've been fighting the land of our forefathers. You see, like now I'm in a shake. And they tell me your father was working hard. They tell me your father was pushing so hard. He was having this. My forefathers, and you can search my surname. If you don't mind, you can search my surname. I'm from my grandfather was a key. Now, if you don't believe, you can go and search. Say like, who is this guy? My forefather was a king of Botswana, right? So those like, hey, you know, like those kind of stories that doesn't make sense. I just thought that doesn't make any sense though. Let me do this. You understand? Don't delete this one. I don't see it here. So I'm going to fix everything. Let's go and see. Let's go and watch. Just like, hey. My forefather was fighting. I know that. Even your forefather, man.
Colonial crimes against humanity of native population did not end there with the Land Act of 1913. They continued through the forced removals of the Group Areas Act that displaced millions of Black people to live in prison camps we now
call townships.
call township.
Yes.
The so-called township
is a prison camp, township, dog. When that's what there was a story where Malema was talking about. Malema was talking about this story, so during apartheid, because of they created a township for Black people. The township you are living today, you watching this video, the township you are watching today, is a township that it was a prison, and you are still in prison today.
is not a settlement of human beings, it's a prison camp. Those who came in power in 1994, carrying the popular mandate of our people to restore.
Those came into power 1994 is ANC. So ANC, I don't know, for 32 years now, I don't know what has happened with ANC for 32 years, fighting for the land of our forefathers. Promise our people, you are going to get your land. People will say at least now, there's a bills, there's in parliament, they're talking about it, hoping they're going to get the land of their forefathers so that they can live the best life, so that they can able to use their resources, using their land to build a business. Because you can't born here and as African child, you lost everything during apartheid. When you lost everything during apartheid, and now you have no place to stay. Your forefathers, they've been forcefully removed from their own land. Now you are busy renting. My God, this thing doesn't make sense, man. This thing doesn't make any sense. I don't lie.
The dignity of African child by reinstating land to the dispossessed, forgot their mandate. They became drunk in luxury and glory, building false reconciliation without justice. It took the formation of the EFF 20 years later to revive the question of the dignity of our people in the need for our land. It took the arrival of the EFF in.
That's what I'm saying. The EFF is a way forward. Yes, they can come and they can be against what I'm saying. But now I know in my heart, and based on how he's fearless, based on how he's, because of I understand why Black people, our forefathers, they were so scary. They were so scared because of what happened during apartheid was not nice. What happened during apartheid, it was not nice. We were people were forcefully removed, people were tortured. It was not nice at all.
These chambers to return in the central agenda of human freedom, the need for the land that was dispossessed through a brutal crimes against humanity. The time for reconciliation is over. Now is the time for justice. If the grandchildren of Jan van Riebeeck have not understood that we need our land, that over and above, it is about our dignity.
Facts. It's about dignity. It's all about dignity. And it's if they don't understand we need their land, that's a problem. That is a problem. If they don't understand these people need their land that is being forcefully removed, just imagine, dog. It's I'll be in pain, dog, thinking, dog, if apartheid never existed, I would be living the best life now, having everything. When you go to varsity, you go with car because of the land, because of the resources we have. Because in East Africa, when you go to school, varsities from Kasi, you see these kids having everything. Who their forefathers came here and beat our forefathers so their kids can live the best life. We see them, it's like, man, what happened? Why they didn't fight back? Why our forefathers didn't fight back? Why? Why they allow it to be defeated like that? But I realized they fought. I realized they fought back. The problem was the government we have. So if like you still trust ANC now, or like it failed, our forefathers now, you are playing.
And they have failed to receive the gift of humanity. We do not seek revenge, though they caused so much evil in our land. We do not wish for their suffering, though they caused so much humiliation of countless generations. All we want, all our people ever wanted, is their land to which their dignity is rooted and founded. Today,
like there was a this part we were like there were this part we were like there were this part we were like the I want to explain simple English. Where when Africa, because we're ending our year at spring. During spring, that's where we have our Christmas, right? So what happened is where all African they used to go to thank to their nature. They make it something what. They felt like we used to come here before your forefathers came in here. This is our African spiritual. This is our culture. It's like they rented board. No, dog. No, dog. There's no such thing. There's no such thing.
let us close this question once and for all. Let us unite and pay no one for benefiting from the crimes against humanity. Let us come together and agree on this noble, historic, and human call to expropriate land without compensation for equal redistribution. Many want us to debate food security and economic development, but how can we do so when we do not have the land? They want us to come to the table with their bosses and as beggars, because that is unacceptable. The ability to develop policies on food security depend on land redistribution, not the other way around.
Facts. You know, like I'm watching other one. Others is busy there. She was doing wrong things. Then now you want to take. I think like it's very important to understand the history. And when you say to those people who want to, because of there are people who say who want who want us to forget what they have done to us, and then us we must forget. We must forget these people done this to us. We must forget. We must move on. How can we move on if we don't get what belongs to us? If our forefathers, our ancestors, they are fighting us back, how can we move forward? So like you need to move forward. How can we move forward?
Those who hold the land labor on the false idea that to distribute it, we must first establish a food security program. No, we must distribute the land. Then we can all talk about food security program. We invite you to engage.
Facts. So like now we take the land back. We solve the issue of the land first. We can't solve. They want to say like, hey, let's focus on the food security. People are dying with hunger. People are dying with hunger. Go to every class and tell me how their situation is. Go to where stay in class here. Come and tell how the situation is. before we say things that we don't understand. Go to cars like now, as we speak, and tell me the situation they are in. They're suffering, whether they are here, whether they are living, whether they are not living. People are already suffering. How?
Not to pick up spears and guns. We invite you to come to the table and realize that nothing means anything for our people except their dignity in the land ownership. For a lasting peace, security, and justice, land must be expropriated without compensation for equal redistribution. Would have failed those who came before us if we were to pay anyone for having committed a genocide. We cannot thank them.
Facts. Facts. You know, this is the issue I'm talking about it every time. This is the issue that I'm talking about it. Let's focus on that. Right? So it's a thing of like, I need to do topic about that. I need to do topic about that to say, people saying like, if whites leave, people are going to suffer. They are suffering already. That thing on its own is a lie. Tell me they are not suffering. Tell me. So that I can challenge you.
For having killed innocent people who were fighting to protect their own land. Many people say people who came here, they were running away from their own problems in Europe, and our people welcomed them here in South Africa. It is not true. Why would you engage in a program to kill people who have welcomed you? Those
Why? Why? And then after that, you know, like, this thing doesn't make sense. People, they come and they do you wrong, right? They beat your forefathers, they beat you, then they want us. That's why I don't believe in, I'm not me as African man and as a Christianity man. I don't believe in how can people come in and beat your forefathers, even beat you, then after that they make us Christianity? But I realize when they say black people are programmed, you know why I realize? Because of apartheid existed for more than 100 years. More than 100 years, because of more than for 80 years, sorry. Yeah. Where like black people have been beaten and forcefully to believe they believe they don't believe. Just in my 82 years, if you don't believe, they beat you. Just imagine, you believe, if you don't believe, oh my God, they beat you. If you don't believe, they beat you. So I started that, say like, no. And it was always the question, how can people beat you, remove from the land of your forefathers, then after that they want you to believe in the same thing? Where do you see something like that? When they see from the first place, they saw people are different. During apartheid, black people have no rights. We have no rights. So like now when time goes, they feel like, we not take things like that.
who are saying we must pay for the land are actually arguing us that we must thank those who killed our people, because those who did so, they did so with an intention of wiping out a black generation.
Wow, man, facts after facts. Facts after facts. So they must do so. Wow, this is a valid point. I don't want to lie. He raised a valid point. To say like when they say we must pay the land back, it's like now we need to thank for those who done bad to our forefathers. That's Julius Malema saying that, and it makes sense. How can you pay someone who stole your land? How can you do that? Someone stole your land and you want to pay? Why you'll do that? Right, this is the first question. Why you'll do that?
We must ensure that we restore the dignity of our people without compensating the criminals who stole our land. Those who continue to protect these crimes are themselves accused of crime, because those who protect criminals themselves.
Facts. Dog. But if you don't vote for EFF, you'll never be free as black people. If you don't vote for EFF, you'll never be free as black people. I don't like if we don't, we'll never be free.
All of us must come together and say, enough is enough. Our people must get the land. We've offered the ANC our 6% to amend the constitution, and that 6% still stands to the African National Congress. We want to say to the ANC, it is now an opportune moment, since you have agreed in your conference to amend the constitution. Anyone who says we cannot expropriate land without compensation, without amending the constitution, that person is misleading us.
You know, like when I do like this, the quality. You know, like when I do like this, quality. Like this. Quality. Quality. Quality.
Because if that was the case, the ANC would have long expropriated this land without compensation. So we need to amend the constitution, and we must do so unashamedly. It is not unconstitutional to amend the constitution. It is constitutional to amend the constitution. That's why the constitution makes such a provision. We must stop being cowards. We must stop ego.
Julius Malema is talking your gossiping. You see, that's what we see. The man is talking about the serious matter. They are busy. They are busy gossiping. Just want to talk about the serious matter that's going to help your kids. They are busy there gossiping. This is what we need to deal with here in South Africa. This is the thing that we need to deal with when someone talks about the serious matter that can help us, even our kids. And people are busy gossiping. Talk about the serious matter, serious points that we need to focus on to move this country forward. They are sitting there, they are gossiping. Do you finish school? Yes, I finished school. You know, like people who say things like this, they are shaky, man. You will shake me, we are moving forward. We are moving forward. And the land must be returned. You guys say you went to school because I talk about the land. When I talk about the land, it's like that. People they are shaky.
Working around the white minorities who are governed by the fear of the unknown when it comes to the question of land expropriation without compensation.
Yes.
The investors of this in this country just want a policy certainty.
I don't know, when someone asks me, do you went to school? It's like at school they teach you. At school they teach you to be a worker. At school they teach you to be, when you want to be admin, you're going to do all admin. You're going to do admin only. When they teach you to be HR, don't teach you HR. Don't teach you about their life. Don't teach you about the streets. Why you ask me stupid question? You went to school. It's like at school they teach you how to be a billionaire. Yeah? Just imagine.
Once we say we're expropriating without compensation, there is no investor who will leave the country. They will look at our policy and say, how do we continue to make money within the expropriated land? So
Facts. Facts. You say smart guy who don't have PhDs. You brought qualifications. Smart guy who don't have PhDs talking the real thing. Talk about the smart guy who didn't go to school but talking the real issues. You can see when it's be like, wow. You'll be like, wow, this is what kind of man we are looking for. You went to school. You went to school. School, they teach you what, dog? Girls, school, they teach you to be a worker. They don't teach you to be a billionaire, millionaire, to solve problems, to change your country. You went to school. Yes, I went to school. I have 3 qualifications. This is a democracy country. That's why, like, we can have place where, like, people they say, like, people they say, people they say, let me focus on this.
those who don't agree will continue to ridicule our struggle because they never suffered the pain of losing land. They don't know
Malema,
how
I
it means
regret your
to
time
lose
has
land.
expired.
So we're saying to all political parties, particularly the ones that represent Black people, today, let it be the day of Black unity in honor of Robert Sobukwe.
Powerful words. Powerful words. We don't care Malema was born where, but he's fighting for Black people. Look, this guy, who is this guy? Whether he born in Africa, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, he's part of African child. We are the child of ancestors. We worship our ancestors. We have no business with Christianity. We have no business with Muhammad. We are Africans. Whether you're born in Ghana, whether you're born in Nigeria, whether you're born in Botswana, Lesotho, we are all African. We worship our ancestors. We have no business with Christianity. We have no business with Muhammad. We are African. We are our own gods. If I can tell about who I am. So, like, I did finish school, dog. People go to school to be workers. School, they teach you how to write, how to read. If you want to do education, you're going to be a teacher. You know nothing about these things. Yeah? You went to school, you know nothing about this. You just went to school. You know nothing about these issues. When you talk, you learn to be quiet because you are just a worker. When we talk about, let me tell this person, when we talk about these issues, you with degrees, you think I'm talking things does not make sense. When we talk about serious issues, just become quiet because of you are just a worker. You are just a worker. You don't have your own company. You are just a person. You are just like others who have degrees there. So when I talk about these issues, keep quiet because these are serious issues we're talking about here. These are serious topics we're talking about here. So like now we give Cyril Ramaphosa explain the land reform to DA Musmumai. So DA and Musmumai are those ones who are blocking our.
The first supplementary question is to be asked by the Honourable Leader of the.
I'm talking. DA and Musmumai are those ones who are blocking our success to get our land. Those ones. Those ones are the ones who block our success to get our land back. This topic will never end. People think like these people think like people think these things like this will just end. Black people must accept they lost fight during apartheid. So we see like now our president explained. Tell them, president.
Position?
Sorry, Chair.
Yes.
Point of order. I noticed that the Deputy President looks very tired. He's been in and out of sleep for a while, so I thought maybe the President could take him for a walk outside.
No, honourable
take
member.
10 minutes.
No,
and
honourable
take him for
member,
a walk.
that's not the point of order. We can't allow the president to leave the podium now. He's busy answering questions. Honourable Maimane.
Thank
you, House Chairperson.
I love how the chair holding this issue. So like no, because why EFF must sometimes they love to play. EFF member, we are talking about serious issue here. Yes, I am an EFF member. This is a serious issue that we are talking about. And you come here and make a stupid joke. We don't timing.
Honorable President, I think I must affirm this point talking about wounds of our past. That in the
What is the wound of the past? Say the apartheid. Why don't say it? Say apartheid.
Constitution of the DA is adopted a value of fairness. It is an explicit acknowledgement that our country remains unequal on the basis of race. And I think every member who sits here, black or stands committed to addressing that injustice. And I feel it's critical that when we enter this discussion, it cannot be on the basis of putting one race versus another. It ought to be on the basis of all races working together to address that injustice.
Definitely. This is why we have parliament. We think people have parliament for what? Who's to the house? You understand? That's why we have parliament where like everyone comes together. Everyone comes together and share their opinions. That is why we have a thing called parliament. Where like everyone come together and sharing their opinion. You understand? That's why we have parliament. I don't understand what you want to make it. Everyone comes to parliament to talk about this, the land of issue, and we must talk about it. We must talk about it.
Having said that, I welcome your input on the input South Africans have made. I want to speak specifically about the one you made in the UK, where you spoke to a newspaper and affirmed the process of any future will be implemented will happen within the parameters of the Constitution.
Definitely. I totally agree. You said it. I totally agree with that.
But my challenge is this, Mr. President, is that there are statements that are made by members of your NEC. And I want to quote Mr. Ronald Lamula, who says, in fact, without doubt, this is in a nationally televised debate, he says, the commitment to expropriate without compensation doesn't only refer to farms, but that the ANC is explicitly targeting urban residential properties for seizure, he said.
Well, what is that? Other one, stupidity is going to say, you say you went to school. Dog, I'm not European. I'm not European.
What I'm trying to understand, Mr. President, is that Constitution.
Oh my God. I'm telling these guys to Muslim, I'm going to fire you out. I'm going to kick you out because I'm talking and you are talking. People talk back. Just the moment I'm talking and you are talking back, you are disrespecting me, Mus. So I wanted to say this. Someone going to say like, you don't know what does it mean. Hey. Yeah, I don't know how does it mean. Right? I don't know how does it mean. And I'm not European. I'm Tswana, I can speak fluent Setswana, and I can talk deep Setswana. So if I say I don't know what this means, I don't know. English is not my home language. It's just a foreign language here in South Africa.
In South Africa, it seems it's open for negotiation. Can you explain to us what is your party so that we get certainty as to whether we will defend the constitution or is Mr. Lamola right in that it's property seizures? Which is it exactly, Mr. President?
The Honorable President.
I think your problem, I think it's problem, Muslim. I think you are a problem. I say it now. I think Muslim is start to be a problem now. It start to be a problem. You know, guys, I'm busy like watching something here. Good.
Thank you, Honorable House Chair and Honorable Maimani. Thank you very much. The process that we have started here, which really was given rise to by the resolution of the governing party in December, when it resolved that we need to address this whole issue of land reform through the mechanism of expropriating land without compensation.
I'm waiting for this land rest. There's a big land and the one with the farm, the one with the gold. So I want to run a big business that's going to help community. You know, because of last year, people were so happy. I remember when this thing of land was discussed and people were so happy to say like, man, we are getting our land. People say like, we are getting our land. I'm going to build a business. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this, right? We're still waiting for the land issues. And people say like, hey, I want a place. I want to do farm. Those kind of issues. You understand? But let's believe things will be fine.
It's clearly a process which, having been embraced by this House, is going to lead to an outcome. An outcome, Mr. Maimani, which I am sure you are going to be part of, as you are part of this House.
He's going to be a part of it. He can just talk crazy, act crazy there. Hey, President, you say this. Hey, President, you say this. But you are going to be a part of it.
We are now currently involved in this very process. Now, clearly, the policy of the governing party is very clear. We need to move on with land reform and restore the dignity of our people. But for me, more important.
Yes. Yes, dignity. That's what they are fighting for, the dignity of the thing. There's a dignity that we are looking for.
Importantly, to look at land with new eyes, as it were, to look at land as an economic resource that was taken away by force from the majority of our people, to restore that economic resource into the hands of our people so that they can have a livelihood, they can have an economic capability which is going to improve their lives. And the Freedom Charter is very clear on this.
Freedom Charter. This is the way this guy is say like, I want this guy we're talking about not educated. You know what is a Freedom Charter is say. Let me right say like, you know what is Freedom Charter? Freedom Charter said people who works on the land, they must share it. People what is the Freedom Charter? It's a woman. People who work there, people who work on the land, they are responsible to stay in. They are responsible to share it. And based on the Constitution of South Africa, everyone is allowed to live in everywhere you want to. I can live in Orania. Based on the law, you can live whatever you want to live. You can live in Orania. You can live in let me see. You can live where you want to live based on our constitution. You understand? You're not going to listen to Boas say like, hey, this and this. There's no such thing.
It says, as early as 1955, our forebears complained about this and said, or raised an aspiration, or articulated an aspiration, and said that the land shall be shared amongst those who work it. And therefore,
this is a freedom charter. So like now we have to tell people what the freedom charter is. Yeah? But like now we tell you everything. You don't know, you don't do your own research. We need to come and tell you this is what they say about freedom charter. This is the meaning of their saying about the freedom charter. Because they have they say they're educated but don't know what freedom charter means is. There's a problem. Educated but you don't have mind.
we want that land to be shared amongst our people. Our people must be able to share the land.
Facts. 2026, we are still talking about the land. The black people must share their own land back. Those who want to live, they can live. Because of their sort of equality, they can live. We don't hold anyone back here. We don't. To be honest, we don't hold anyone back. So if you feel like South Africa is unfair, you feel like we're special, you want a special treatment, you can leave. You don't have your time. We don't have time to be busy going after you. So like, don't go, stay. We don't have that time. I don't think there's anyone who's going to beg you to say like, don't stay. Even like.
And I'd like those who say that the land must not be shared to stand up and say, we are not prepared to share the land. I want those to stand up and say so, because that is the most important. And if you like, that is the most reasonable demand.
President say like, I want those who say like, hey, the land must not shed. They say like, I want those who say the land must not shed. I want them to stand up and tell me to my eyes to say like, the land must not stand. Why is like that? Why you are selfish? Why you don't understand the history of the black child? Why do you understand where these people are coming from? Why do you understand those factors? You say like, I want them to stand and tell me to say like, me, I'm not ready to share the land that forefather fought by beating your forefather. My forefather beat yours so that today I can live the best life. I want those one to say that.
And from our people. And they are not saying we want the land to the exclusion of everyone else. They are saying we want the land, as it was said by our forebears in 1955, to be shared amongst who work it. Now, if we come to urban land, indeed, there is land there that has been kept away from our people, and they are in need of housing. And they don't want to eat the land. They don't want to abuse the land.
Yes, but tell them, President, tell them. They think they want to eat along the land.
They want to utilize the land to have houses. And those who say that our people must not have houses must stand up and say, we do not want you to have houses. Because that is the most important demand that poor people are making. And our job, our task is to respond to the needs of our people. We have to respond, and we've got, Mr. Maimane, to find ways and means. The mayor of Johannesburg has been taking buildings that are derelict, buildings that owe quite a bit of money. He's been taking them, and he's been taking them without any form of compensation.
Good example. Tell him, good example. It's like they may have been taking this, they call them abandoned house. I don't know what they do with the money. I don't know where they pay for it. But it's like the mayor was doing those things without paying any cent. And then they use them for public benefits, to benefit people living in South Africa, to benefit anyone living in South Africa, which is a good move. And I totally agree with that big move. I totally agree with that move. This is a beautiful move that we need to focus on.
And transforming them into living abodes for our people. And if that is not true, that is something that needs to be looked at. That our people need housing, and we need to respond to housing and share living abodes. Those who do not have houses must also have houses.
I don't have houses. I don't have houses. I don't have houses. I know someone's going to say, like, here in South Africa, government is doing everything. Hey, other things, they have their own thing. What is this? They have their own land. You know, they can build their houses, even though through struggle, even through hard times. But they can build their own houses. Right? They can build their own houses. That's what we need. Give us the land, then we can build.
Those who do not have land must also have land, and therefore land must be shared amongst our people. And that is a demand, Mr. Steenhuisen. That is a demand that will never...
Yes, tell him. Because those DAs and but they are busy blogging the black success. They are busy blogging the black success, and I'm asking myself, why? Let's all be equal. This is a topic I always talk about. This is the topic I always sing about. It's like, let's all be equal. Let's all live like this. Let's all do this. Every time, my brother. Every time.
Go away. For people who think that the issue of land in South Africa will be swept under the carpet, I say, wake up, my friend, smell the coffee. It is not going to happen. Our people want the land. So our task, and I want to repeat what I said earlier, even for those who are seeking to go around the world to mobilize the international community against their own country, I want to say to you, come back home. Come back home. Let us sit around the table. Let us find a solution on this issue of land.
At the end of the day, we are going to be equal. Whether you like it, whether you are running, whether you are crying, but at the end of the day, that I'm certain of. The land is going to be returned, and you're going to be equal. See, like what the president is saying, say with confidence. To say, like, smell the coffee. It will happen. Whether you like it, whether you don't like it, but it will happen. I know there are people there crying. We all need the land. We all want the land. So say, like, whether you want it or not, whether you against it, whether you think it will happen.
Our people have shown the best form that they have to make submissions. They have come forward, they've put submissions on the table. Let us engage with those submissions. In the end, the decision that will be taken on this issue is going to be a decision that will be owned by all of us, and it will be born out of dialogue, it will be born out of consensus seeking, and it is the type of decision that will take this country forward. This country is ready to take off. Let us use land to make South Africa move forward. And
Case closed. Case closed. What a beautiful session we had. What a beautiful session we had about the land. This is a beautiful session. To say like we must be all equal. The land must be returned. We should still talk about it even today in 2026. So they think like they're going to own the land and do as they please. No, freedom is coming tomorrow. Freedom is coming tomorrow. So thanks so much, guys, for people watching me. This beautiful session about education, about where you come from and how we are moving forward. This is how you move forward. I know you're watching this video, you want to cry. I love you so much. Bye.